whenever you do that.
5, as in they can hear us now. 4, 3.
Oh wait, are we starting recording?
I guess we're starting recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, switching to normal camera in 3, 2, 1, go. That was weird. I'm down, but that was weird.
All right, and then so cameras up.
All I'm saying is you should join us and go snowboarding.
Hey, but Paul, you know what would be really cool that we could do right now that the camera's showing up and they can see us? The clap sync.
I like that a lot.
The sooner we put it, the easier it is for me, honestly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Close enough.
Works.
That's good. That's good enough. Like
We will
I'll figure
manage
it out.
from here.
I'll figure it out.
What is my audio doing? What the fuck?
Bees and Cherry, hello guys. Welcome to the it's fucking late.
Yeah, it's terribly late, in fact.
So sorry about that. Thanks for showing up. We're very happy to see you guys. Tim and I just did a raid carry.
For a very nice 9-year-old boy who had never done a raid before, and he was absolutely a
slayed.
goddamn saint.
He slayed, dude. He was great.
He was so good. I
was
was
chill
worried
the
for a
entire
second when Todd
time.
told me, and then he balled out, bro. He did not die one time in Crypt. He only died one time in Atrax, and I died twice.
Oh, I will say I died like 8 times in Tanix. One of it was my fault. I just want to point that out.
I tried so hard to save you too. I really did.
It
Hold
wasn't
on.
your job.
I literally am
Like-
sitting here figuring. Hold on.
Like
Hades
the
is killing
entirety-
my sound for some reason. Hold on.
Oof.
So I have to sync and quit.
The entirety of like that last encounter was everything's okay, everything's fine. Me, I have 6 stacks of radiation. I have 7 stacks of radiation. I have 8 stacks of radiation. I need somebody. I have 9 stacks of radiation. Somebody please, somebody please, somebody please.
Tim
Yeah.
shows up to save the day.
It's like it wasn't your job at all.
It's okay.
No, it was
I'm sure
kind of it
My
was
job
kind
is
of
to
funny.
save the run.
Yeah. We got it though. I need to figure out how to use anarchy on him because I'm a doofus and couldn't figure it out.
So when I'm jumping in and I'm not running Divinity,
Mhm.
I tag him with 2 to the ground, 1 to him, swap to double slug, slay out.
Where do you tag him with it? Because they kept falling off of him.
I tag him on try and get it on the bottom of his wheels.
Oh, on his wheels.
Really?
If you tag the
Okay.
wheels and then you just tag to the sides, it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what I need to do because
Or I shoot him on the head and then tag to his nipples,
Bong.
and it just lasers through him.
Bing bong.
see, I tried to do that and then they fell off of him.
Did you shoot them before it started?
I shot it as we were jumping in.
Oh, by the way, if you don't hit, if you're not all the way through the bubble when you start to shoot them, they just fall right off. So you have to be
That'll
all the way
probably-
into
that'll
the
probably
unbound
be
area.
it.
It's really, really ridiculous.
I mean, he creates a shield. He creates a giant shield.
I was running the wheel, the well.
yeah.
So I was trying to tech all of it at once. So that's why it
Question.
wasn't working out.
Have you
Answer.
killed anybody by jumping on top of them with the well yet during that piece?
It's hard, but it's doable. But normally, if you're
If
well,
you hit
you're
someone
trying
at
to
the
get in
right
there first.
No,
angle. if
I
you hit
just
somebody at the right angle, on their
basically
face,
saw
you
it
can
happen
bop 'em.
earlier today. It was funny. Beats almost
Like
killed.
good
Beats almost killed their raid carry.
That's
Heather and the crew were playing, and Beats was like, the well's up above everybody. Who'd I almost kill? And Emma's like, ah! It was hilarious.
Beautiful.
Okay,
by the
roll
way-
that beautiful bean footage, and by that beautiful bean footage, I mean, hey guys, how you doing? Are you sipping cocoa?
I'm drinking King's Cocoa right now.
Okay, can you guys give me 2 seconds to adjust something?
I've been adjusting stuff, so you're okay. It's like,
Yeah, no, because I never play Warlock, but we were doing a carry, and I was like, "What do you guys need?" And it was like, "You can run anything." I was like, "Well is probably the most helpful."
Well, was
definitely-
incredibly helpful, in fact.
It was exactly what we needed because it was me and Slap swapping off between it. So
Yeah, if I had remembered that I was going to run Divinity, I would have just run my Warlock.
fair.
But honestly, having the reload dodge was kind of nice.
You want to know what's great is because I got the shotgun, I actually got to do the double slug shotgun anarchy for the first time because I always had to run chaperone.
Doesn't it feel so good?
Very fun.
It does so much damage.
Hurry up and read Ready Player 2. It'll be my drive book.
Really?
I have an Audible subscription and I had an extra token, so I just got Ready Player 2.
That's
We had a
awesome.
great discussion in my Discord today about how the movie for Ready Player 1 was a fucking garbage bastardization of the novel.
But it was good.
I
was
didn't
a
watch
fun-
it.
It was a
for that reason.
fantastic movie independently.
Independently of the book, it's a great movie, very fun. It is not the book in any sense whatsoever. It's not.
Movie
The
based
That's
on
only
why.
book?
That's why
Well,
it
like,
says
movie.
inspired by.
Yeah, movie
dude, it's
mostly ripping from book, but only the good parts, and they do the rest of it wrong.
Did you read Ready Player 1?
I have not
Yes.
yet.
I
You
read
have.
it.
Okay,
It was-
so I'm gonna give you the breakdown of what pisses me off so much about it. The school planet doesn't exist. He has a customized character the entire time. The first key is in plain sight of everybody, has been for 20 years. It's in a race. And the way that he gets it before anybody else is he decides to go backwards because nobody decided to go backwards for 20 years. The
I mean, that's
second
you
key-
also have to like that, but that makes sense considering nobody's ever actually won. Like, think
How
about
does
human
nobody-
beings for a moment. Think about human beings for a moment.
Okay.
Think
I
about
have. I've seen the Destiny community. They would have gone backwards day one.
That's very true. We would have. You know we would have.
I
That's
don't
like the
think
first
so.
thing we try.
I don't
Listen,
think so.
Glad would have been outside the map in 20 seconds because somebody in his chat would have said, "Well, I flicked a rock in a like 17-degree angle, and it made my feet invisible." Like somebody would have done something. Okay,
I don't know.
Like,
I think when augmented reality to that level is as perfect as that is, I don't think.
Paul,
I think somebody legitimately would have.
day one out of bounds.
12-year-old would have
Great.
accidentally gone backwards.
I don't know. I just think with everything being that advanced and him being so meticulous about the fact that you had to understand the puzzle before you like even thought like it was more than a race.
That doesn't apply to the race though, because that entire first section was just boneheaded.
I mean, you're kind of not wrong, but at the same time, it's still one of those like moments where you're like, oh look, like whoever beats the race actually. I don't know.
No,
I have
I
a
get
hot
what
question.
you're going.
Hot
for,
question
but,
from
like,
Hot
Tim.
question.
answer.
Have either of you read Weak Hero yet?
I have started it.
Motherfuckers, we OBs.
What?
We OBs
I'm
Weak Hero.
reading it. I'm reading it. I'm
I
on
didn't
the
know that.
I
process of
am
it.
current. And by the way,
I'm-
it fucking slaps.
Okay.
Also very yeah. It's like also then the second key is also completely different. And when he spirals into depression, he doesn't decide to go play Pac-Man. Instead, Simon Pegg just gives him the quarter for free.
That's fair.
Like
But that's also
and-
like that's a time. I understand that one simply out of like a time restraint for movie because good lord.
oh, trust me, they had time. So in the when he's like at post second key before the third one's found, like he spirals into depression because he starts to realize how much he fucked up his life.
Yeah.
So in the book, he realizes that everyone left him and he goes for some comfort and he goes to a cafe where there's a Pac-Man machine and he just starts playing it and he keeps playing it. And then he's like, you know what? I'm just going to try to get a perfect Pac-Man game. Like he's like, I have nothing better to do with my life, so I'm going to do this. And he eventually gets a perfect Pac-Man game, clearing 364 levels where there's a glitch at that level and you can't go any further.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it gives him the quarter. And then that's when the quarter comes back. So not only is it something he found on accident, it was something about it. It was something that he had earned instead
Fair.
of just somebody deciding, hey, favoritism. Here you go, champ. It means something completely different.
I want to say something. I want to say something to B's comment.
I have been buying coins just for Unordinary and Weak Hero.
I am not that invested in Unordinary to do so, just like I'm not that invested in Hardcore Leveling Warrior. I am at that point with God of High School, and I'm at that point with Tower of God. Like, that's it. And if there were coins available for solo leveling, like, I'd do it. But
well, there was coins available for Unordinary 1 week, so I was like, well,
I don't want to like because I know if I start to get ahead, then I'll like just have to stay ahead. Otherwise, like, it's gonna be a bitch.
Honestly, sometimes it's nice to get a couple weeks ahead and then to not have to touch a couple series.
The problem is like I don't read that much anyway right now, so like I'm kind of just on that point of like perpetually keeping up to date with it. Like, for example, this week's fucking both My Hero and Black Clover chapters were fire.
Oh, dude, this week's JJK chapter was also tops.
I mean, like, yeah, but it wasn't like either of those tops. It was real good, but it didn't give me like the previous chapter. Like, the previous chapter was more than like this one.
Also, Beast, I spent like $30 on coins at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah,
I
because
still have
that
coins.
was what you bought me for my birthday.
Yeah, I bought you coins for your birthday, and then I bought me coins. I bought me like $5 worth of coins. I bought you like 20.
I think
And
you
then-
bought me 10, and then I went and bought $30 more.
Oh,
I still
just
haven't
bought on
caught
top
up.
of it.
I still haven't caught up.
By the way, I am down to this many
12.
of the 300 that I bought.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how many I have left. All I know is that I keep buying chapters, and I'm not done yet.
Where do I check my
So-
coins? Hold on.
That's actually such a move.
Where do I check my coins? More? My?
Yeah,
My
it's in like
NMC?
the 3 dots.
Oh, I have 262 left still.
Yeah, well, when you're not reading 19 things like I am and trying to stay current with most of them,
Yeah.
it's much easier.
Nah. Okay, we're gonna start up about 2-ish minutes. Let's do 10:30 to 11:30 because we all need to sleep today.
Or
Yeah, so-
8. Yeah, but then after tomorrow, then I'll be able to make more content for the Studio Blank Patreon, and I'll be able to actually edit on time.
All right.
Relax.
I'm quitting my job tomorrow. That's the contact.
Relax.
I'm so done.
Something I want to say is I think like I want to move Studio Blank to just including the shit we just talked about. Like, I know that we're doing news and stuff, and I know that we're like kind of this weeb like thing, but I feel like it'd be super fun just to have that in the podcast because it's just a good time.
Yeah, see, like,
Have
that's
one
the
podcast?
thing is, like, when I said I wanted to,
All
like,
the previous conversation that we've just had, like just hopping everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Beast, F that job. I have 21 coins left.
Yeah,
200
when I talked about, like, wanting to, like,
Yeah.
diversify the content at the start of season 2, that
No, I
was
know.
more of what I was talking
No,
about.
I know. I just like we're almost there now. Like with Nate being able to have time for it, like I feel like we can kind of like do that. And then the 5-minute clips on Twitter and all and Twitch and not Twitch, Twitter and YouTube. That'll do things. I'd love to start like building for the Instagram too because I feel like we could do real good on Instagram.
We're
Throw some
we're
money.
going to start attempting to pump out a lot more content.
Yeah, I
I
think
just, like-
2021 is going to be the year where Studio Blank just pops the hell off on the content sphere because all 3 of us will be at least by halfway through in the same household, in the same city, recording on one PC.
We will be recording at the office.
Oh,
I have already gotten permission from Kevin. He literally went, I don't care what you're doing, use it. I'm paying money for it. Go use it. And I'm like, cool.
okay.
Like,
And like also, like I can tell you right now, me and Paul have side conversations all the damn time that like like at the end of it, I'm like, I need to message Tim about this because
Yeah, because like once we're all together, we can just have like we could have a weekly meeting over dinner, like on like a Wednesday night after the episode goes out, and be like, all right, this is the plan for the week.
I mean, like,
yeah.
not even just that. Like, we could literally stream those meetings.
Mhm.
We could
Those
literally
could
like,
be Patreon only meetings where they're like, hey, by the way, this is something we'd like to see. That'd
or
be
like,
really cool.
or
I would
it was
love that.
supposed to be a prop for the episode so I could show for King's Coast, but it was so delicious that I've already finished it. By King's Cocoa.
Okay, so
King's
Paul,
Coast
when are we
Cocoa,
starting
please.
this episode? It's 10:30.
it's 10:30. Okay. Give us audio stamp of 14 minutes in, please.
I already I have the time.
was
I'm
me
just waiting
singing.
for the second.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to start.
like it has to be natural lead in. Come on, like start talking about something. Like I just
So here I am talking about how we're starting the podcast every week when Paul says,
when Paul says, I don't know. I have to read
What's
it now.
up, guys?
Just
Welcome to
no,
Studio
stop. I have to read it now because now I feel like I'm gonna get it wrong every single time I do this. So we're gonna do it right, guys. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to Studio
Paul.
Blank, the anime and manga podcast where you can find all your news, views, and reviews on all things weeb every single week. I need everybody to relax because I totally did that right the first time again because Nate tried to interrupt me.
Okay, so
No, I screwed up the first
whoa.
time doing it by myself.
Don't
Then you
throw
try to
me
interrupt me.
under
Okay,
the
relax. I need you to calm
no,
down.
I didn't
Thank
try
you.
to interrupt. I tried to lead you back into it. I tried
fine.
to give us a clean cut.
I'm
that
not
wouldn't
a
have to
horse.
put your failure in the episode.
I'm not a horse that you have to lead to water. I will own up to my own mistakes.
Do horses wait? Do horses own up to their own mistakes?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the metaphor still applies.
okay.
Guys, welcome to this episode. We hope you guys have a fantastic week. We're back into it. Like it's all over the place. We have Attack on Titan. We have JJK. We like everything's popping off. Like
Fier
Tony Ka was
Force.
incredibly cute. Like
God.
it is my weekly serotonin. Like Nate and I literally sit down and we're just like, serotonin. And then we watch
Okay, you
JJK
guys-
and everything's exploding and amazing and like that's how that works.
You
Hey.
guys want real serotonin?
What?
It's Gojo Sensei's birthday today.
It is Gojo.
It is
Sensei's
in fact
birthday.
Gojo Sensei's birthday today. That's the serotonin. No, that was not the serotonin.
That was not the serotonin.
Okay.
I have another show that's a classic that I wanna bring up later.
Okay, cool. We can totally do that.
Serotonin.
Let's hit the news real quick. Let's make it real quick because I feel like we're just gonna
We do
get
have
some good
really
conversation
cool news
today. We do have cool news, but I do want to talk about this week's topic of hype trains and how building a show's expectation leads to either an incredible payoff or not,
Straight up disappointment.
or just not. I like depression, lying in a puddle, going, "Why was I hyped for this?" Like we were for Gibiate. Well,
Yeah,
I was
no,
for
no,
Gibiate.
Noblesse.
No,
Yeah, these are
Noblesse
great
Noblesse
shows
got a
to-
lot better. Like
But
those first
it
2
had-
weeks were
it
definitely
had to
context.
get better.
Yeah. We'll talk about that too. Anyway,
All right.
Tim,
Um,
hit us with that new Promise Neverland news.
Oh no.
because-
I'm gonna milk the train really quick first because
Okay.
it's cool news.
Okay.
So Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Mugen Train has been out for 52 days in Japan as of yesterday at time of recording. And it has, I want you to think about this, $277 million US dollars in 52 days in theaters. And it is only, I want to say like $20 million short of blowing through Spirited Away and then being the #1 movie of all time in Japan.
That's kind of just impressive.
That's
Yeah.
really impressive. Especially considering that this is not a standalone. It is something that you need to have watched the anime to get into. And Spirited Away is a magical
most
classical
popular-
film.
Ghibli film of all time.
See,
Yeah, for good
see,
reason.
but-
the most beloved anime films of all time.
I do want to say though that I think we may be overhyping that little landmark a little bit because like Ghibli films are much more than like theater gross.
Ghibli films are to anime what Disney films are for like the US.
Yes. Like it doesn't matter how much like you say that like somebody's outgrossing Cinderella, right? Like it's still like Cinderella. It's still Pocahontas. It's like pick your favorite Disney classic movie here that everybody knows and loves. Like nobody gives a shit that like the new Avengers movie outgrossed it. Like it's cool. Like don't get me
But
wrong.
they care that the new Avengers beat out Star Wars.
I mean, yes, but that's a different
but
conversation.
how about this?
How is that a
It
different
also beat
comparison?
out Titanic.
Yeah, but Titanic was really not an overseas movie. Titanic was like
Excuse me? Titanic made $26.2 billion.
I want to point out a majority of the Titanic movie takes place overseas. Like,
yes, it's an American like Western explosion.
Titanic was the #2 movie of all time in Japan. Okay, this
That's
is not
fair.
something like, well, yeah, it's beating like it might beat the Ghibli film, but
I see.
it will become
What
the
I'm curious.
all-time
I agree.
highest grossing film.
I am just
in
curious
Japan.
to see, like the numbers of theater comparison, if that makes sense. Like I want to see the number of theaters it's been shown in to like the Ghibli films and to Titanic, because like
Hey, so
that's an
Fun
interesting
fact:
thing.
do you guys know why Titanic is the #1 film?
It was the number
Or
2.
why it was? Why,
Sure, hit me.
Do you want to know why? Because Titanic, while not initially received super well, was in theaters for 4 months.
Yeah, that's what
And-
I was saying. Yeah.
And it literally, like, the reason that it kicked off was because it stayed in theaters past Valentine's Day.
Oh, that'll do it.
That was
For
literally
no,
it.
like that's what I'm saying. Is like there's like some things that you're just like Titanic
Paul?
being like 4.5 months in
Paul.
theaters. Like, don't
Paul.
get me wrong.
26 billion yen is still a large.
Oh, I agree.
sum of
I'm
money.
just saying that
Like,
the Ghibli film is far more impressive than the Titanic film to me. That like because like that's what I'm saying. Is like the
I feel
Ghibli
like
film.
Paul's moving goalposts, but in a way that he's juggling them.
Shh.
Yeah, it definitely does feel
No,
like that.
like I'm just saying, like it being one of the films that has already exploded globally due to streaming, right? And then you put a movie out in a society that is just coming back from not being able to do anything outside due to COVID, and then having most theaters like it's ever had previously, and then also having the highest population, and then also being like it has a stacking level of things that allow it
You
to be
need
the biggest.
Remember that Japan didn't shut down a whole lot for COVID.
No.
They really didn't.
hey,
Everybody
Paul,
just wore
Yeah.
masks.
Go ahead. Hit me with it.
I just want you to know that Titanic in Japan made a third as much money as it did in the U.S.
Really?
Paul, I also want you to know that facts don't care about your feelings.
Just pointing that out. So
That's fine. Okay. It's fine.
Hey,
Um,
Tim, what's the next piece of news we got?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
you know what? In line with the hype train, here we go. Code Geass is getting a new anime and a new smartphone game that I believe just released in Japan, but I don't know if it's out in the US yet.
Not yet. It's coming out in spring.
Oh yeah, there you go. Thank you. The game is slated to launch in spring of 2021.
I really like
and
Code Geass.
I know.
Code
I'm
Geass.
excited. The new anime is called Code Geass, Z of the Recapture, and Ohashi Yoshimitsu. God, I'm bad at words today. The director of Akito of the Exiled, and the
Yep.
original TV series has returned to redirect it. So
Yeah. Code Geass is one of my favorite series because I love stupid politics in shows and movies. And oh man, is Code Geass just a bunch of stupid politics?
yeah, I'm really excited for it to return.
And mechs. It's like, it's politics and mechs. Like, how can you dislike that? And magic.
It's great. It's absolutely
I also-
fantastic.
I also love that one scene where everything was coming together and everything was going to be fine, and then he accidentally told his girlfriend to kill everybody. Yeah,
It do be like that sometimes, you know.
and then everything went wrong.
I mean,
So-
everything did go wrong.
Next up, we have the premiere date for Dr. Stone Stone Wars. I'm very excited. It's coming out on January 14th. This is like one of my favorite Dr. Stone arcs. It's really, really good. We get to see Tsukasa do big, bad, scary things. So,
So, should I actually try watching Dr. Stone again?
yes.
Yes.
If you just ignore Senku the whole time, it's really great.
I mean, like, you don't
if
even have
wanna
to ignore
hear him be
Senku.
annoying, just read the manga.
I was just gonna like, I don't mind, like, I don't know. This is just me. I don't mind Senku being Senku because like that is so very that personality type.
Oh, if it makes you feel better, the further on you get, the worse it gets.
That's good.
And then it gets
Oh, no.
better, and then it gets worse.
Well, like,
He
so,
just,
like, my
his
thing is,
personality annoys me so much.
well, I mean, but like that the thing is like that is very very characteristic of that kind of person. Like
Yeah.
that's just like if you don't like that kind of person, that's okay. But like that's just kind of like people who are hyper science, no emotional brain are. Like that's how they exist. And like it's just fun and cool, and you let them be them, even if it's not your vibe. Because that's how we get space travel.
Mhm.
Like I may not vibe with you, but I'll be damned if I don't get a revolving sushi train because of it. Like,
and to wrap up the news for this week, we're getting another one shot in Promised Neverland, and this time it's about Isabella. And if you guys haven't read Promised Neverland, go read the manga. It's so good. The next season of the anime is coming out shortly. And it's just really good. The Sister Crone one shot was tops, bro. Absolutely top tier. So I'm excited for the Isabella one.
it's not quite my vibe, but I appreciate it.
It's really good. It's good, like kind of psych horror. It's
Yep.
chef's kiss.
Yep.
And
Okay.
that wraps up the news for this week.
Yeah, it's nothing super crazy. Like it's a beautiful little chalked and like dense news week. I was gonna say chock full.
very
I was like,
happy.
dense is
I'm
good.
very, very happy with the Code Geass news.
Oh, and one last piece of news in case you didn't know because you weren't paying attention to anything ever. Attack on Titan season 4, the final season, is officially out. And we're gonna talk about it later.
Episode 1 is out.
But yes, but like that.
Hey, you know what we should do?
Let's talk about hype trains.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Holy
Tim.
shit, it was so good. I'm gonna.
was that good? Was it?
Yes.
I don't even know where we're going from here.
Let's just start with hype trains, and I'm not going to spoil anything about the episode yet. But good God, was that Attack on Titan episode everything I fucking needed? Like,
Okay. So
Oh,
before
it
we
was
get into
hot.
that, let's talk about the hype, like the mentality of the hype train.
yep,
Okay.
So new thing for thing that people like gets announced.
Yep.
People get way too excited, start speculating about this and that. They set expectations for what they're looking forward to in it.
Yes.
Yep.
And then new thing comes out.
yes,
Yes.
Walk us through that, because for me, like I
when
was
I-
excited for AOT to come
He's
back,
gone.
but it wasn't like near and dear to my heart anymore.
yeah. So I guess it's very similar to like Nate's feelings on Progressive right now. So I guess Nate, let's kind of like walk through what happened when you like realized they were making SAO Progressive, like an anime.
Okay. So,
Because like
SAO.
I want to start from the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to start with like, oh my God, we're officially at like maximum capacity. It comes out next week. I want to like hit the, you know,
Okay,
the.
So I've read a good chunk of SAO. I've watched all of SAO. That's a lie. I have not watched the most recent SAO season. But so SAO as a concept was always really interesting to me. The Aincrad story, the like 100 levels of climbing the tower, was really interesting to me. Hence why I love Tower of God. It's the same concept but done better.
way, way better.
Fine.
Well, yeah, because it's also a completely different format. It's really
Yeah.
comparing apples to oranges. But
Yes.
so SAO, when Reki Kawahara wrote Sword Art Online, he admitted he did not do the best that he could have done. He skipped out on a lot of Sword Art. So then he went back and he was like, I'm going to rewrite the Aincrad arc in what I will call Sword Art Online Progressive, which is the equality of one book equals one floor of Aincrad, which means is going to be a very long series,
Yes.
and it will be much deeper and have much more quality to it, allegedly. He has learned to write significantly better since SAO came out.
Yes.
Now, they announced SAO Progressive. And everybody got really, really, really excited. Right? Including myself.
Yes.
And then they said, oh, by the way, it's a movie. Now, I'm still incredibly excited. Because a movie, in my eyes, means we're getting higher animation quality, but it's going to be compressing the story. And to be fair, if they tried to really stretch out SAO Progressive into like an anime, there's only 7 books right now.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't go that hard.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm really hyped for it. But if it comes out and it makes me sad, I'm not going to be terribly happy.
So for example, let's jump over to my most recent example, because like I'm in the middle of the Noblesse, which is like it's picking up to where I thought it should have been. So let's go to Gibiate.
Oh no!
When I heard Crunchyroll original, samurai transported to Neo Future Japan, everything I got was like borderline cyberpunk Samurai Jack vibes. And if I say that phrase and you don't somewhat immediately get excited, are you okay?
Don't worry, keep talking.
Are you okay?
What did you get, Paul?
What did you
get in your anime?
Oh. I got aggressively bad 3D T-posed. T-posed bending at the chest cavity, not even the hips. Animated monsters. And it made me very sad. Like episode 1, it wasn't even like it wasn't even like they gave it like 2-3 episodes to like be real bad and have real bad monsters and all. Like, no. It was like episode 1, 12 frame per second 3D shit. Like,
That was a visual bit for all the audio listeners.
And I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hope it gets better. I hope it's just the first episode. And then we watched the second episode. And then I just stopped. Because I couldn't. Like, I'm gonna say it one more time just to make sure everybody thinks about what I said. Cyberpunk Samurai Jack sounds literally like, when done like an anime, like a samurai version of Cowboy Bebop with like samurai, like with people coming to the future. Like, that sounds amazing. And they just didn't. Like the animation, the story, like the character designs, like it fell flat. And it made me really upset.
That actually reminds me of another show that I had that I watched a little while back. Did you guys ever watch Fairy Gone?
I'm walking away.
So don't.
No.
The concept of the story was like, oh, it's like World War I era, and you have these people who are running around, and they also have magic, and they can summon fairies that will help them fight and stuff. And it just turned out to be shitty 3D CG JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So,
yeah.
And now, when I say shitty JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you know that has to be bad.
Oh, no. Fairy Gone is actually so fucking terrible.
It's not even good.
It's not watchable content.
And that was a show that we were hyped for.
Anyway,
like,
that's
for Fairy Gone.
That's the big part, is like all of these shows that have had it like happen and be like really bad, like were really bad.
But you know what? Here's where I'm gonna go with that is, you know, shows where you watch it and you have zero expectations and it blows you away.
Yeah,
They're the best.
100%.
I'll be real. I walked into Tower of God with no expectations. That is not one of my favorite series.
Yeah.
I walked into Akame ga Kill with no expectations. That's one of my favorite 19 episodes.
Okay, so for example, we walked into the recent stuff for people from the podcast who listened. We walked into Anos motherfucking Voldegord with zero fucking expectations.
Okay, that's not
None.
true. I had one expectation.
No.
I had an expectation that he was going to be fucking useless, and then it was way funnier because he wasn't.
like that's the thing. Is like everybody walked into that season of the show of Misfit at Demon King Academy with zero fucking expectations. None. Zilch. Nada. We got like the best show of the season. Like,
Okay, I don't think it was.
it was
that
pretty
good. It was
close.
absolutely
But so-
awesome.
But
it
so,
was
like, yeah,
really
there's-
close.
There's like the thing is, and so there are shows that will get that hype train and they'll
Well,
live up to
So
it.
for example, ready for this one? ReZero season 2.
Yeah, ReZero
Hype train?
season 2
Work.
lived up to the hype train.
Every time.
Every time.
That was the thing is like, I at least knew that the content going into that because I had read it was something to be excited about.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like so willing to put you guys on a hype train.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Nate reversed his opinion of like the series 180 with that
Oh,
season 2. Like that's the
100%,
thing.
like,
So he
he's
came
going
in
back
being
all
like,
the
I'm listening to Tim. I'm gonna trust Tim. Like it's probably not gonna be that great, but like I'll put myself through it. To like that was our show every week. Like that
was
and
the
Misfit
show.
were the shows. Like everything else was like that's pretty good. Like I'm enjoying this. Like God of High School was I'm really enjoying this. Like because God of High School was incredible as well.
I actually want to make a point about God of High School because that was one of those shows that ended up having a really big hype train going into it.
Yes.
And what's funny is the hype train was conducted by people who had read the webtoon.
Yes.
And what's funny is all of the people who read the webtoon who were conducting the hype train after they got about 3 episodes in started pumping the brakes as hard as they could. Meanwhile, all of the people who were in the back of the train that were just along for the ride started bombarding the goddamn conductors and was like, no, keep it going.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
had a complete 180. All of the people that were incredibly excited for it thought it fell flat, but all of the people that had no expectations for it were like, this is the greatest fight anime I've ever watched.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if you don't let yourself get caught up in the hype train, things usually turn out better. But the moment you let yourself get on for the ride and let it let the train take you at a speed that maybe you're not ready, it's over. It's toast.
Yeah.
It's done.
So
Because
let's
9 times out of 10 you're going to be disappointed.
let's roll this back now to what the original point of this one was in the particular section that we were going to be talking about. Is this Attack on Titan hype train?
Yeah.
The reason I want to do this is because we had season 1 Attack on Titan hype train.
Attack on Titan has had a hype roller
Break.
coaster. Let's be honest.
Season 2 sort of type train into hype train into
See,
pitter patter.
you want to remember? I'll tell you what I remember of the season 2 of AOT hype train. Wow, it's been 6 fucking years.
No, okay, so what I remember was Attack on Titan came out and everyone was like, holy shit, Attack on Titan. Guys, have you seen Attack on Titan? This is the best show I've ever seen, Attack on Titan. Watch it. And like, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. And then they were like, all right, we're going to take a break and we're going to catch up to the manga. And they took 4 years before they released any more anime content. And then when they announced it, there was like a good split of people who were like, it's been too long, I don't care anymore. And the people who were like, oh my God, Attack on Titan is back. And the problem with that was they were expecting the same things they got in season 1. And season 2 of Attack on Titan is a lot of world building.
Yep.
It is a lot of very slow paced world building. It is incredibly necessary for the story, and the story can't go on without it.
Because season 2, I'm into season 3 matters.
But
And
the
then
thing
season
is-
3 slaps.
Well, so if you let me get there, season 2 ended, and these people were like, well, what the fuck? That wasn't entertaining. That wasn't what I wanted. That wasn't Attack on Titan. And then season 3 was announced, and they were like, well, it's going to be season 2 all over again. And then season 3 slaps.
Season 3
So,
slaps.
Tim, I saw you raising your hand. I'd like to call on you.
Well,
Oh no, I was raising my hand as one of those people that was like, I hadn't started reading manga yet, so I was anime only on AOT, and then we got season 2, and I was
Yeah.
like, and it's gone. I was the South Park meme of like any desire I had to watch AOT because I was like, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. I
So-
will read it when it's done. When the whole
Funny
thing is
enough-
completed, I will sit down and read it, and it will be what I bless myself with. But
Yep.
So funny enough, Attack on Titan was actually the first manga I ended up reading because I finished season 1 and they said we're going to wait until we have enough space in the manga to make season 2, and that could be a really long time. So brace yourselves. And I immediately went and started reading the manga, and I read all the way through where season 2 ends because that's honestly like kind of what they had out at the time.
Yep.
They made it. I read up to chapter, I want to say like 78 or 79.
yeah, that's about where season 2 ends, I think.
But so like they had already revealed I'm going to say the main spoiler for season 2. They had already revealed that Berthold and Reiner were the Colossal and Armored Titans. And that was the big thing. And so I had read through that and I'd been like, that's awesome. Like, this is much slower paced and it's not going at a breakneck speed, but it's building out the world and it's doing these really cool things. I enjoyed reading the manga. So I walked into season 2 knowing exactly what it was going to be.
Yep.
And knowing that ahead of time, I was prepped for it. And when all of my friends were like, season 2 of Attack on Titan is so fucking slow. Like, why does anybody want to watch this? Like, guys, just keep watching it. Just stick with it.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the slow season. I promise you it's necessary, but this is the slow season.
Yeah.
And then it eventually got there. And then so everybody was hyped for Attack on Titan season 3. And then like the end of Attack on Titan season 3 literally gave me whiplash from how much they were trying to show off. Like they were like, oh, by the way, here's all of the world building for the next generation and a half.
Here's all the world building. Here's all the badass Titan fights. Here's everything you could ever want out of this show in a season condensed.
Yeah, and now mind you, for those of our longtime listeners, know that I avoided season 3 like the plague.
Yep.
I sat down and watched all but like the last 4 episodes, and then I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'll read the manga. And I read through, and I was like, I need to know how season 4 starts so that I can properly decide if I'm going to build hype for this. And so I read basically what episode 1 was, and I was like, okay, if they did a good job, this first episode should be fucking insane.
And it was.
Yeah, apparently. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna sit down and watch it tonight.
This is how insane it was. It went by so fast, it felt like blinking.
No, so like Paul and I sat down
Literally,
like, on the couch.
the minute after it released. Like, we started the minute. Like, we were like sitting there. I was like, I'm getting chips.
Paul straight up asked me, he's like, can I start a Dota game? And I said, I will start this without you. So then he was like, all right, I guess I won't. We sat down, we watched it, and then like it said to be continued. And I was like, was that it? And I looked at my phone, I was like, that was it. Like, it went by so quickly.
And it doesn't feel breakneck.
No,
it
like
just, you were just so engrossed that you didn't know
Like-
that like the episode was about to end and it had been 20 minutes.
Yes.
yeah,
Like,
it kept throwing stuff at you. Like, so you've read the manga about how season 4 starts, right?
Yeah.
So I would assume that you know.
Heads up, everybody. Spoilers for
I was about to
season
start the spoiler
4,
tag.
episode 1 of Attack on Titan. Here we go. Good God, they're dropping Titans out of the damn sky. Holy fuck.
So,
And
yeah,
then
it starts with like the World War I stuff, and Paul's looking at me like, "What are we watching?" I was like, "No, this is Attack on Titan. I know this. I know this is Attack on Titan." And then they start going into like the Eldian versus the Marley and stuff, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm remembering this. I'm picking up on this." And then they're like, "Okay, we need to take out the armored train first. We need to take out the hype train before we can do anything else, right?" Yeah, I knew we were gonna go with that. And then they like, once they do that, like shit hits the fan.
yeah.
And it's like back to back to back. And I made a very good point of this to Paul. So Tim, I will warn you right now.
Yes.
There's a good chunk of 3D animation used in this episode.
I
have
prepped him
heard-
earlier today.
I was informed.
I'm going to tell you right now,
Is it terrible?
no, it actually is good.
It's hot.
Oh,
like,
sick.
So
So the Beast Titan's a little bit different. Let me explain it this way. The only 2 Titans that get the 3D CG treatment are the Armored Titan and the Beast Titan.
Oh, that's fine then.
right? The other Titans are like doing their normal shit. They're getting their normal animation.
When do we want to end this spoiler tag?
We'll give it like 5 minutes to talk about it, and then we'll jump back in, and I'll put a blurb.
Okie dokie.
We'll actually put a blurb this week.
I just want to say that 27-year-old
Reiner,
dude,
he can
fucking get it. First of all,
oh my god.
Second of all, the Armored
I saw a
Titan.
picture of him on Twitter and was like, "All right, I see
The
you,
Armored
dog."
Titan shows up, and you don't realize it's 3D for a moment. Like, you really don't. And then he starts pulling off full, like, rolling and, like, chucking things and ripping through things. Arm gets blasted off, and you're like, oh, this is 3D. Like, shit.
I will definitely say the Jaw Titan was a little janky, but
Yes.
I want to point out there was a moment where the Beast Titan is full body, front and center. Nothing's like covering him up whatsoever. This sounds like I'm making a nude calendar, but like he's just the focus of the shot, and he's yeeting stuff into the ocean. And during this, they do full 3D movements for him, and it actually looks good.
Yeah.
Like, I was honestly
It's a little
surprised.
different. It's a little different because of the way they've chosen to blend it. It looks good, but it's different enough that you notice it, but it's not bad in any way, shape, or form.
So does it feel like it's more like 2.5 dimensional as opposed to 3D, or is it?
You can definitely tell it's 3D, but it's not like
It's
it
mostly
doesn't feel like Overlord 3D. It doesn't feel like Gibiate 3D. It
They're
doesn't.
not shiny. They're not
No.
like.
No,
it's gorgeous 2D color.
it's very well blended because of the way that they matte him with everything else. Because to be fair, the palette of Attack on Titan very well like allows for you to do matte colors and blend it into it. He's not shiny in any way. There's no weird lighting. There's no like, oh, it's very clearly like a 3D.
He was modeled somewhere else with a different light source, and now he's just in the shot.
Yeah, it like I was genuinely surprised at how good it looked.
And the thing is, the only time
for Attack on Titan, because I'll bitch about Attack on Titan any day. Have you seen season 2? Have you seen those fucking horses? Oh my god.
Can we talk about the fact that Mappa this year alone has fucking killed it with the 3D? Like, whatever they work on.
JJK,
Yeah, JJK.
Out of high school.
Attack on Titan, God of High School. They're not. Are they Noblesse?
No.
No,
No,
Noblesse is.
I'm gonna go find out. I don't
will
remember the
pull
other
it
show
up
they did.
that one really quick.
So the only time that I really noticed quote unquote the 3D was when he was picking up the artillery shells, because you could see the way his hand reacted with like the non 3D stuff as he was picking it up.
Oh,
But like that's
last year they did to the abandoned Sacred Beasts.
That was really
Which
good, actually.
also looked really good.
It was really good. It was just an off show in the middle of a stellar season. So like
Yeah,
it didn't get all the attention. I wish it had, because I would love to see a season 2 of that.
Dude,
but
it's
that's just me.
criminally underrated.
Anyway,
They also did an amazing show that nobody ever watched called Sarazanmai, which makes all of the sense in the world, and no one should ever question anything about it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to describe that show.
and to be fair, I don't know. They're just incredible. Like Map is blowing it out of the water, especially in regards to their 3D work lately. Like
yeah.
even the trailer shots from JJK where you get Gojo Sensei on the top of the thing and it's that full 3D sweep, like with the blowing hair and like gorgeous. Mwah.
Dude, okay, really quick, the most recent episode of JJK in the sewer fight, like I have never seen that much camera movement in anime. Like I was honestly blown away by it. The rest of the episode, like the story, the actual things happening, like even
I'd say the only
one-liner at
episode-
the end killed it, but like
The only
holy
episode
shit.
that's ever rivaled that for me in terms of 3D camera movement would have been episode 19 of Demon Slayer.
Yeah. That's
it.
I think the only other one
not
that's
camera movement. Not in camera movement. In animation, god tier, better, yes. In camera movement, no.
I think there might have been I haven't seen this yet.
The camera movement of episode 19 of Demon Slayer follows Tanjiro and moves behind him and then moves back.
Right.
is very difficult to do. I'm not trivializing it in any way. That was,
Right.
It's incredible and very
I
difficult
wasn't
to do with that
necessarily
movement.
saying difficulty. I was saying as much camera movement, but I understand what you're saying.
The
Like,
camera movement in the sewer fight literally does multiple 360s and swaps back and forth.
fair.
It's the focus. It's beautiful. Mappa knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
But
Yeah, constantly.
let's
So hype trains again. Let's talk to JJK. JJK hype
Okay.
train, right?
give me a moment. I just want to
Yep.
have
Hit
these
it.
timestamps.
Yeah.
In JJK, we got a hype train that I didn't get on because I wasn't reading, and I was just like, I'm just gonna watch it when it comes out. But like everybody that I know who ever read Shonen Jump or was reading Viz was like, oh my god, JJK is coming, like you guys are gonna be blown away.
Literally,
I am
me.
now
I
forever
tried to incite that hype train.
I am forever a Gojo stan. Because that man is gorgeous. But like, in all seriousness, that first episode knocked it out of the park. The second episode knocked it out. Like, every episode's been a fucking banger. And like, the hype train there has not stopped. It probably won't stop. I've read through the manga now. It definitely will not stop. It just keeps going. Now, we may have an Attack on Titan situation going on here with JJK where we may not get the next season for like 3 years because they're going to need to finish up the material. But like, we'll see. It depends
We
on
might
where
get a
they
season
end.
2 kind of thing where they like there's enough content currently for them to do like a half do like
Like
a
a
1/4
12?
season 2
Yeah.
like they did with AOT.
So anyway, like, we got on that hype train, and I am down for that hype train. Like,
It's a good hype train.
That's a good hype train. Attack on Titan, if it keeps going like this, totally worth the hype train. Like, we're getting the final season of Attack on Titan. We haven't even seen Eren. Like, we haven't seen any of our boys back home. Like,
I did point something out to Paul.
I'm not going to
early
spoil
on.
that, but like,
No, yeah, I'll tell Tim afterwards.
like, we haven't even gotten back to the quote unquote main cast. Like,
Yeah, I think it'll be a good time.
it's going to be
I
great.
think
I
I was like
yeah.
patiently waiting to see if it lived up to the hype, and I'm glad that it is because I know for a lot of people this was something that they like to cap off 2020 to make it suck just a little bit less. That's a good thing.
Yep.
I was cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
The
that's a
only
good way
part
to
I'm
put it.
disappointed about is the opening.
Oh, the
Is
openings.
the opening not
The
tops?
openings. It's not
It's
garbage.
visually stimulating.
It is a trip, and it's like it is like
is-
that. It's like that casual LSD rainbow trip that you just sit down on. Like, no, it's more acid.
Paul, you've never been on. Okay, really quick. LSD and acid are the same thing, Paul. Second, Paul, you've never been on either of them.
I have close friends. Okay,
Okay.
I had friends in high school. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Not LSD, more like acid.
I mean, like, it's kind. You can have LSD that doesn't hit you like an acid trip. That's the thing.
No.
Yeah,
It's literally the
I
same
have
thing.
I have friends who have tripped
literally
entirely
the same
different
thing.
on the both. Like, one of
Oh,
my
you're
friends
saying-
trips like.
Okay, well this is a different discussion. for
Jesus.
another time.
Anyway, it's just a trip. It's a trip. It's really a trip.
visually the opening is great. The song doesn't hit,
Nope.
in my opinion.
Nope. I agree.
Sag.
Like, it's not bad. It's
Yeah,
just not
bad.
like they could have done. Like, I'm also trying to figure out who did the soundtrack because I can't tell if it's Swano or not, and it's making me very upset.
I mean, you can go look it up. It's available
It
information.
didn't tell me. I looked.
It's-
It's very sad. I'll find out
You looked
later.
very hard.
I guarantee you I can go find it
Please do.
during the ad break.
Anyway,
All right,
guys,
Well, speaking of ad breaks,
we're going to take a break here real quick to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about the rest of this week's winter, fall lineup.
This is fall.
It is still fall.
We're close to winter. It's just winter now because it's December. See you guys soon.
winter starts in January.
Cool.
That'll be the break.
All right, I'm gonna go find that.
Because I couldn't, I like, ask Nate, like, you can ask Nate. I literally sat on my phone for like a good 5 minutes after the episode and was like,
We
who's
were
doing it?
definitely trying to look it up. I didn't know what to look for specifically.
Because I was like, it's not on Spotify. It's not, like.
But yeah, the 3D in the episode, legitimately not mad about it. I rolled my eyes a bit when it first showed up, and the Armored Titan, meh. But for the most part, it was actually pretty good. Like, they're figuring out how to blend 3D properly in anime now.
Yeah.
It just took a little long. Opening Boku no Senso by Shinsei Kamate-chan. I looked that up with my own 2 eyes and nothing else. I looked up at my monitor and Cherry put it in chat.
Yeah.
It's Masafumi Miya.
The sound director.
Yeah.
I believe Sawano is the composer for the OST. Or he was the he
Or at
worked
least
on it.
supervisor.
Yeah, he normally does.
That's why I was wondering, is because I couldn't find anything super specific, and I was like,
So Tim, how much of the Attack on Titan manga have you read?
I want to say like maybe 125 chapters.
Do you know about Path Shards?
Yes. I didn't start at the very
attention.
okay, it is. It says he's credited in the staff list under music, and he retweeted a bunch of stuff about season 4, and that the new co-composer tweeted that he's working with Swano on the music of the final season. So yes.
Pay attention to what Falco says at the beginning of the episode, because they added it and it wasn't in the manga.
Okay.
That is it. Like that is the thing. Is like, because I saw that pointed out to me. And was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense.
So apparently, hold on, I can't share this because it screw up the.
Yeah,
the
no,
visuals.
I'm not particularly far behind.
I'm definitely going to watch the anime for the ending.
Oh,
So this is-
I want to. I do not intend to read it.
check
until
our
35
Discord.
just released 3 days ago. Oh geez. Oh, so they know so the manga's not even done yet.
No, this is 1 day ago from the Reddit thread that I just.
Oh, Lamau. Mappa already knows everything they're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing. They already have the storyboards for it.
yeah, they have to. There's no way.
Oh, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. They probably haven't started animating those episodes yet, but
Oh, absolutely not. They
one of my favorite shows actually that talks is Shirobako, which is all about anime production, and it's hilarious because the show starts and they're making an anime and it's like, all right, we're 3 weeks ahead. Then at the second episode, they're like, okay, we're a week and a half ahead. And the third episode, they're like, we're 4 days ahead. It's like, and then by the fourth episode, they are barely completing things on time, and the director still hasn't written the finale. Like he hasn't storyboarded the finale of the anime, and to the point that his producer locks him in a room with a very small amount of food and says, "Finish, and then I'll get you fried chicken." Oh, Cherry, I really hope that it does. That'd honestly be perfect if they can pull that off. But so like the moment that they committed to this is the final season, we're finishing this, I was like, I'm going to watch the anime for it.
Yeah.
And especially seeing how well Mappa did with that episode. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the 3D is janky as shit, but for the most part, I was actually really impressed.
Yep.
And as a 3D animation stan when it's good, because
So-
my major.
Let's jump back into it in a second. Tim, what you saying?
The episode is already prepped on Simplecast, so as soon as you have the audio edited, I can just schedule it.
Awesome. I can schedule it when I put the audio in.
Well, that's just in case I haven't finished the description and stuff yet.
Fair. Yeah.
Okay.
But, also, yeah. Paul, did you like my T-pose bit?
I swear to God.
Let's just go back in at an hour in the recording.
Yeah. Okay. So we have like another. Well, let's give it another minute.
Yeah, another 1 minute.
Just for like ease of use.
Yeah.
For the timestamp.
But what are we gonna hop back into when we hop back in?
Oh, we're just gonna go straight into like JJK.
Yeah, I want to talk about this JJK fight like really bad.
Did you watch it? You watched it, yeah?
Oh yeah, no, I watched it.
Okay,
I was so fucking excited for the Nami fight, the Nanami Mahito fight.
Mahito.
Mojito, yeah.
I
Oh.
was
Oh.
drooling,
Dude.
bro.
Tim, Mahito though.
Okay, I was expecting him to
no,
go
you don't know what
hard.
I'm saying, Nate. Don't worry. Let Tim and I have this
know.
moment of
Wait, so you're telling me
I'm telling you,
That-
you need to read the manga so you can
you're
catch up.
Wait, Paul.
Yes.
What you're telling me is welcome back.
I mean, that's the way to welcome him back.
Yeah,
Let's-
that was
I just-
flawless.
We're going to talk real quick about this JJK. We're going to talk real quick about the Tonikawa. And then whatever else Nate and
Can
Tim
I-
want to talk
can
about.
I
The
yell at you guys
Fire
about
Force
the
stuff was
anime
real
I'm
good
making you
too.
watch?
Go ahead.
I yell at you guys about the anime I'm making you watch this week so we can
Yes.
talk about it next week.
That too. But first, I
Talk
want to start with
about that,
JJK because
Absolutely. Holy
overtime.
Yeah, so
Dude, he is my spirit animal, but not really. My cousin literally texted me and was like, that's me. Like, work is shit. Being a sorcerer is shit. So I'm just going to pick the one I'm better at. And then, of course, he's like, I refuse to work overtime. If I work overtime, I'm getting overly compensated.
We will be done at 6 p.m. I am clocking out.
I love he's just like, regardless of what happens, I will be done at 6 p.m.
And then you see him look down at his watch and it's 3 seconds to 6, and he's like, well, I guess I'm getting overtime then.
He's just like, okay. Then he glows in blue fire. The demon's like, okay, his curse energy just shot through the roof. What's going on? He's like, looks like I just went into overtime.
And you're just
I'm
like, poggies. Side note, his curse technique is some dope shit.
Oh,
His
dude, he
first
literally
technique
has a
is my
critical
favorite
hit.
of all.
Yes. It doesn't have to
It's
be like a
like-
sharp blade. He does it like with the backhand, the back edge of this like dull ass blade. He's like, nah, man.
The back edge of a wrapped blade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you want to know what the best part is? Is he can do that with literally any object. He
Yeah.
can do it with a shoe.
Dude, I would love to see him beat some people with a spork.
They haven't done that, but it'd be hilarious.
The fork, the Skyrim fork. Just
Oh, the golden spork from Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Mob of the Dead Zombies.
also an option.
Tim, what else does he use later in this?
I don't want to spoil anything about that.
No, don't spoil it.
It's just cool. Like
He just uses
legitimately
whatever.
can use any object on it,
Yeah.
and he can do it to anyone.
I love it. That's super cool.
He's so much
I
fun.
also- the extension of what's the demon's name?
Mahito.
Mahito?
The extension of Mahito's power and like what he can do with it was really cool because he's like, oh yeah, I can change the shape of human beings. So I just keep a bunch of them right here and whoop.
I want to make the point
but
that what you're seeing from him is like what you see from Anos at the beginning. It's
I'm
not
aware.
even like he's just kind of playing around. He's kind of like, huh.
Don't worry.
I think I'll try this. He's like, I'm not even sure this will work. He's like, their souls just kind of like, like I changed them. They're dead. Like there's no brain function anymore. But like, when he's sitting on top of the elongated human, and the guy's like, save me, and you're like, whoa. But like when he just like, oh no, he's dead. That's just the soul reverberating because they were like stressed out when they died, and you're like, oh, that's dark. That's real dark.
None of this is in fact very bright. It's actually
No,
quite,
the whole
refreshing,
show is
honestly.
anything but. Side note,
But yeah,
he's a curse, not a demon. They're very
I
different.
think the best part about Mahito
Yeah.
is that canonically he's like 6 months to a year old tops
Yeah.
by comparison to all of the other ones.
He's a baby curse.
Like the lava, like the volcano head and the tree guy.
They're literally
like
ancient.
tens of thousands years old.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mahito's
Oh, dude.
new. like really new.
They're the fear of natural disaster that humanity has, like, that's their incarnation since the dawn of time.
Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
Mahito's kind of just like,
He is the embodiment of the hatred of between humans.
more particularly a thing that I can't spoil.
Yeah, like I want to describe it that way. It's a good way to, like,
yeah, I
explain it.
don't want to explain too much further because then you were spoiling stuff. But like Gojo Sensei also, I'll put it this way. Mahito has a foil. Just like Gojo Sensei has a foil. Just like Itadori has a foil. Just like all of these people have foils that you have either met or have not, that I'm not spoiling. And like you'll get there and like it makes sense and everything matters, and like then you get there. It's ridiculous. It's so cool.
Yeah, Akutami has done a great job writing these characters, and they did such a good job adapting them.
I think the other part is like, and this is what I was talking about with you the other day, is like when a good story is done, it almost feels like it's been storyboard, like all of the lines have connected since day one. Like when you go back in where you are in the manga right now and you look at these first couple episodes, you're like, oh, that's that string. Oh, that's that string. Like that's that string to this thing, to this person, to this event, to this, like everything does all of that. And that's one of the reasons I love Tower so much. Like, is all of those strings feel like they're there. Feels
That's
like they're
why
there in
one-
JJK.
The way it is because Oda does that exact thing. Sometimes he sets up strings that he just leaves for 10, 15 years. And he's like, here you go. And you connect it back and you're like, holy shit, it finally happened.
Yep. So
and-
this JJK episode is prepping a string. I'll say it this
Yeah.
way. This
It feels like he took lessons from Oda on how to write characters and a story, and he like just perfected all of the best parts of it. And then
now, granted, it's not super long. Like we're only what 150 something.
something like that.
Here, I'll
I
check.
want to say like 178 chapters. Let me look.
I'm looking now. It like you can't really compare One Piece simply because there are so many. We're on 132.
It's 132 chapters.
Yeah, I mean, JJK is actually good.
If you haven't read the One Piece manga, do not add.
I'm sassing you, Tim. I know it gets better after the worst arc.
This is true.
The worst arc isn't like even really a problem in the manga. It's just
Anyway.
But the manga doesn't have the unique laughs for every villain.
No, it definitely has something
Your
unique about
your brain can do that, Nate. Your brain's pretty strong. Your brain's stunk.
Listen, all three of my brain cells have to work on reading at the same time, okay? I can't make up fun laughs for them.
But the reason I'm comparing One Piece and JJK is not because of the length or like how the threads are connected, but simply because of the fact that Akutami has done a very good job writing characters that feel very well rounded, and it translates well into the anime. Like what he has done a very good job of not leaving like open threads where a creative team for an anime can fuck it up. Like he has enough material there where the threads are connected long term, where they're like, okay, we know what's supposed to be coming. We can just roll with that. We don't have to like kind of adapt it and hope that we can hint at the right thing. It's just right there.
Okay.
I think again, I think that can also be said for stuff like My Hero's actual manga into adaptation. Is like almost all the threads are present, with the exception of some of the deeper ones. Some of the deeper ones that are getting revealed as we're getting into stuff now, like they haven't quite been as present. But like by and large, you know where he's going. You know what he's doing. They literally say it in the opening. Like it's, I'm Izuku Midoriya and I'm gonna be like, this is the story of how I became the world's greatest hero. Like, like you know, it's like nobody's confused. That's exactly what's happening. Ta-da! You know.
It's
Even
definitely
amongst
confusing how he gets there sometimes though.
I mean, yes. So like we're having all of it. It's beautiful. Side note: this week's chapter was hot.
Still not quite sure how he's getting there yet.
I've heard nothing but really good things about the manga, and I keep
It's
getting
hot.
tempted to read it, but also I'm illiterate, so I can't do that to myself.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
It's tough
being
going week to
manga.
week.
Yeah.
It's real tough
Oh.
going week to week.
Horikoshi just has me on a like.
We're
carrot
dancing on the
his
knife
back,
edge, dude.
bro.
I feel like right now, like with both Black Clover and this, we're like the dudes on like the Russian like target boards, or we're just like spinning, and like the daggers are getting thrown and just barely missing us, and we're like,
Horikoshi.
Do you want to
and
tell us something about your
Akane
exhibitionism?
no.
Yeah, they're just magicians, and they've got us tied to the board in front of the whole arena, and they're just showing off how close they can get to making us go, holy fuck!
It's bad. So like that's where we are with both of these shows, in all honesty. Is like we're just like even the ending of this season's of My Hero, like this last season of My Hero with
They
like
ended that at such a good spot. Like the end of season 4 being the Endeavor Nomu fight where he shows off that he is number 1 and that he will do whatever it takes. Oh, fucking chefs, bro.
Mwah.
It leads beautifully into next season, and I know they're gonna fuck it up with the movie, and I'm already disappointed.
I don't know if they're gonna fuck it up with the movie. I hope they don't fuck it up with the movie.
Why did it have to be a movie?
Why did it have to be a film? Call back to episode 20 of
Are they
Studio
doing it as a movie? Is that what that movie is?
No, it was
Good.
just a shit on the new movie, and
Good. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of it actually, because like that would
if
fit
it
that.
is,
a
I'll be
mistake.
angry.
It'd be a mistake.
It would, 100%. But it'd be fun
If
to see some of the
any
backstory,
canon
like
material for season 5 is in that movie, I will be very angry.
that's fair.
If any of it is there in that movie, Tim will go online, find the original like film that they made, that they sent out. He's going to bid on it, buy it for an insane amount of money, bring it into his backyard and fucking burn it.
No. I will bring it into the Studio Blank podcast studio, and I will light it on fire there as Patreon content.
It'll be like the video that I showed Nate earlier this week of somebody putting a PS5 through a grinding machine.
Why did he show that to me? He knows how hard I've been looking for a PS5. He knows that I'm constantly searching. He knows I have fucking Twitter updates. And meanwhile, this man's just like, oh, look at this person who bought a PS5 and put it in a goddamn grinder.
Okay. Can we get back on track for like 2 minutes?
Tony Kawa. Serotonin. Serotonin. That's all I have to say.
Both of you said that at the same time. It's like, serotonin. You know what?
Serotonin.
I don't even remember much about this week.
They moved
They moved into the.
no, their house.
They were already
down.
there.
Yeah.
Already there.
And
They were checking out the new building that they didn't
Oh, yeah,
actually
they
get
checked
because
out
it was the
new
mistake.
building,
It was the mistake.
and they decided that when they move into a bigger place, they're going to get a bigger bed so that they can sleep together.
I was like, okay.
She's going to use his tongue for whatever she wants.
That's right. This was the episode that halfway through I said, "Oh, I see what kind of episode this is. This is the innuendo episode." Like, it's not a bathhouse episode. There's no like weird sexy time. It's
Actually,
just
every episode right now is a bathhouse episode.
We got a bath episode on like episode 3.
I
honestly, I just love the show. It's great. It's
It's so-
incredibly
it's-
enjoyable, and
it's
it
just
makes me
super
very
cute.
happy every week.
It's a great time.
I'm
enjoy it.
just amused that they have finally hit the point of like deciding that yes, we are going to full send and we are going to say all of the innuendos
Yeah, it's been great.
on purpose, but of course on accident. Like, it's just so cute, and I still want to talk about the fact that everybody else has also basically figured out that she's the goddess of the moon, and he's still oblivious.
NASA figuring out literally anything in that goddamn show. Good yoke, dude.
Listen, I will tell
Her
you. he's
dad-
getting
his-
to
his
he's
dad
getting
was
to the
literally like-
moon. He's getting to the moon faster than NASA, I'll tell you what.
Tom.
You're gonna be getting in that moon.
All right. Bonk, go to horny jail.
Wait a second.
Dude, you can't bonk me like that. Destiny Twitter's been already horny as shit this entire weekend.
Nate,
let's
it's
spin
time. Nate, it's time.
spin
Do it
the
for the
Destiny
patrons.
Twitter chaos wheel.
No.
Yes, that.
The bonk, go to horny jail for Paul.
No, it's fine.
I don't have a bonk sound effect.
No, he's talking about literally coming to bonk me.
Oh, 1 sec. I don't have a baseball bat. Give me 1 second.
Grab the largest object that would work.
Stop. No, you don't grab. I knew he was gonna grab that. I knew he was gonna grab it. The moment that he like got up, I was like, the only thing he can grab in that room is the vacuum.
Listen, I couldn't give him the bonk, so I tried to give him the suck.
Suck, go to horny jail.
Yeah. No. Oh, but hey, you know what I watched this week, which I'm gonna make both of you watch, so we can talk about it next week.
The Great Pretender, only because I know because you've been talking about it all week, and it was apparently really good.
And
I
I
binged
also
the-
know because I heard about it during the raid that we talked about during the pre-show, which if you subscribe to the Patreon, you get to be here for.
Listen, I really like heist shit, and this is a comedy heist show.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It is absolutely incredible. It is so stupid. It is so
It's a comedy
fun.
heist show. It's pretty dope.
Oh,
Let-
well then I have a request for you guys.
Oh no.
You know, to increase your serotonin levels, I
Yes.
request that you guys start watching Hanazuka Iroha. It's from PA Works. It came out in 2011, and honestly, it's chef's fucking kiss.
Slept on.
It's so
Good to
cute.
know. We'll go
Okay,
back
do you
and
want-
watch.
I'll give you the quick context. High school girl, in her second year of high school, is sent away by her absolutely fucking garbage mom, to go live with her grandmother, who owns an onsen in the middle of bumfuck nowhere,
Cool.
Japan, outside of Tokyo, and her grandmother gives literally no fucks about her. Like,
In a
she
good way
might
or a
be
bad way?
granddaughter, but she might as well be the new waitress, and you're working for your food.
Oh,
Like, and so it's a beautiful coming of age story, and the characters are great. It's super cute, and honestly, there's her roommate hates her, and it's fucking hilarious. And she calls her a balut, which if you don't know what that is, it's a I want to say it's an Indonesian dish, where it's a fertilized like duck egg, where the duck embryo is like on its way to being complete and ready to hatch. And it smells.
That's an
and looks
insult.
disgusting.
That's literally saying go fuck a duck.
No, it's literally telling you that you're worse than the duck spawn that somebody killed and is now sucking out of an egg.
Wow, that is an impressive level of insult. I'll be honest.
Isn't it great?
I'm gonna have to put that into my my to use book.
Bonk.
see-
Go to insult jail.
No.
Do you need
What
help?
do is you just go get Minko saying it as a sound clip, and then you can just have it on your Goxler for any time that someone's being stupid, and you just hit them with it.
I need to get a good bonk sound effect for bonk go to horny
You
jail.
do need to get a good bonk sound effect.
I need
Guys,
to get a good bonk sound effect.
thanks for hanging with us for episode 21. Hype trains are fun. I'm excited. I'm gonna stay on this.
They make everything sad.
I'm gonna stay on this JJK hype train. I'm gonna stay on this
Mhm.
Attack on Titan hype train.
Mhm.
And I need to go watch Irregular Magic High School and see if that hype train was worth it because it's on Funimation.
I can see if I can grab you the Funimation login that I'm using.
Dude, okay, I want to say every single time that we talk about something on Funimation, Paul is like, oh, I need to get like a Funimation login. I'm like, dude, I'm logged in on my TV right now.
I'm not gonna watch it on this TV.
Watch it on his TV. Just
Literally offer like constantly.
I'm just saying, I'll watch it, but
If you make my bed for me, you can use my TV. That's the rule.
you know what? It's time for. I can't believe it's a light novel title. We don't need to be talking about beds.
We were just talking about sleeping.
Stop.
Bonk, go to horny jail. Wow, guys, do you ever just lose your entire family in a freak accident?
Yeah, all the time.
Well, same thing
No.
happened to 18-year-old Mitsuha Yamano, and she was left to defend against the harsh world all on her own. She's just sitting there. She's like, I don't know. What am I going to do? I'm all alone. I'm broke as shit. And then God shows up and is like, hey, want to hop between worlds? And she's like, okay. Now, Mitsuha can be a huge diss, but she's a tough nut to crack. She begins using all of her knowledge at her disposal to travel in between worlds and carve her own path to just make a shitload of money in a medieval world, in saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. I took some creative liberties with that summary. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I did. It made it very
was great.
funny.
I was awaiting the I am now a rich oil baron.
Honestly,
Saving for my retirement in a...
My car, and now I own the oil baron's business.
Honestly, I was waiting for there to be some kind of twist of it, like, oh, by the way, I'm also a fridge. 'Cause
True.
That's how it feels lately.
We have done the vending machine one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you never know when
You never
household
know.
appliance XYZ is coming.
I'm waiting for the toaster just so I can make a Battlestar Galactica reference.
I was gonna say it would be very interesting to watch a toaster try and take a bath in another world.
Hey girl, are you a toaster?
That was real good.
All right.
Guys, thanks for listening to episode 21. You can find Tim on the internet at twitch.tv/Syndaxatrix. Tim, you can spell that out for me.
SYNDAXATRIX.
Why'd you have to do it? You can find him doing raid carries right now. If you want to get your Deep Stone Crypt stuff done, him and Sutledge are pulling through it every single day right now while he's on school break. Swing through, catch some raid gear because it's actually a really fun raid.
Get Eyes of Tomorrow before Tim does.
Please do. Just so we can meme on the fact that somebody from Patreon came over and got the Eyes of Tomorrow before he got it. When he's doing the
Anybody
carries.
got it before
Please,
he does.
anybody, please. Anyway,
Honestly, anyone. If you get it, just tag me on Twitter and tell me that you got it so that I can feel harassed.
otherwise, you can find him at Twitter at the same spelling of Syndaxatrix. And then you can also find him running the Studio Blank Twitter at twitter.com/Studio Blank Pod. All the memes and all your anime news all in one place. You can find Nate over on the internet at Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook at Comfamous.
And you can see me using my Eyes of Tomorrow whenever I get the opportunity.
Because he doesn't have it yet.
No, because he does have it.
I do have it.
Shh.
But you know who doesn't have it because he barely was able to get through Deep Stone Crypt week 1, getting pulled by his short and curlies, kicking and screaming. That's right, it's Paul. And where can you find yourself, Paul?
Guys, you can find me over across the entire internet and mostly Twitter at I Love Mondays, I_love_MUNDAYS. You can find me on Instagram as well. And then if you want to catch me doing any of the other Rare Drop stuff we produce, you can find me here at twitch.tv/Rare Drop. And on Tuesdays, we do Reckoning Hour. It's D&D campaign. And then on Fridays, you'll catch us doing all of our watch parties with the Studio Blank boys. Right now, we're going through Vinland Saga. We have 2 weeks off right now because Home and Hearth is going on. This week, we benefited Able Gamers. Next week, we're benefiting the Red Nose Project. So if you have time on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., you can catch us over there raising money for charity. Thanks for having a great episode, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Guys.
That was good.
Good episode.
Very good episode.
Nice length.
I even named it funny. Who started the hype train?
Oh, so Tim, I have a new chant whenever people are fucking up in Among Us.
Oh?
Oh yeah. So we were playing the other day, and
You want
Alex.
to say goodbye to Cherry real quick?
Bye,